old guy in that croft? Why does everyone think he's weird? Why does nobody speak to him?
He's a creepy old man.
What, you like creepy older men?
No, Catherine and I understood each other very well.
Do you ever see her outside of school?
Not by arrangement, if that's what you're suggesting.
Something was bringing the box. So you thought you'd go have a look. She was dead. It's Catherine Ross.
That's some very bad news for you.
Your daughter's dead.
It's been a terrible shock for Sally, though maybe not a surprise.
19 years ago, a child called Katrina Bruce went missing from Ravenswick.
Catherine and Katrina, it's the same address.
They always throw a midsummer party. Catherine Ross was there.
She was 17. It's very young.
I've been getting calls about a possible serial killer on Shtlnd.
Am I under arrest?
They found a body on the hill in Ravenswick. It's Katrina Bruce.
He doesn't have an alibi. The man's a recluse.
Jimmy! Jimmy!
Is it Katrina?
Perfectly preserved.
When did your sister die, Magnus?
Oh, a long time ago. She was 6.
And your mother?
After that.
Katrina's body's been found out on a hill. And she's holding a doll. And I think it's the same doll Agnes has in the photograph. What do you think?
Step away from the car.
You know why you're here, Magnus? Katrina Bruce was found with this doll. Do you know what Katrina was doing with your sister's doll? Do you know what happened to Katrina? Magnus.
Max, no!
Katrina was holding his sister's doll, and he knew about it, which means he was probably hiding something for the police at the time. But since we got him down to the station, he hasn't said a word. So what I want is a custody extension.
Is he the link, Jimmy? Do you think he's the link?
Honestly, I don't know.
And what about the teacher?
Hugo Scott. I mean, he concealed information, lied to us, wasted our time, but he can't drive. He doesn't even have a car. So we've checked taxi drivers, rogue operators, his friends. I don't think we're going to be able to place him in Ravenswick the night Catherine was killed.
OK, you can have your custody extension. I'll send someone over with the paperwork.
Rona, thanks.
Don't worry about it. It's a nice walk on the beach, wondering who landed you one. At least it took my mind off the fags.
So we're running 2 murder inquiries now.
Until we get a post-mortem on Katrina, she's a suspicious death. Now, have you had any luck tracing the family?
Still trying. Apparently they went to Canada.
OK, put it out on Twitter that we're looking for them. It's all over social media anyway. And what about Magnus?
Hasn't said a word, hasn't eaten. I've been trying, but it's like he's somewhere else.
OK, let's get a psychiatric evaluation.
You get an extension to keep him in for the Terminator.
Yep.
Sick, she's not ill.
Leave her to sleep. She's been through a lot recently.
Lying in bed of a morning isn't going to bring anyone back, is it?
She needs her rest.
You know, everything you said at the start about the 2 cases not being linked, it's still the only thing that makes sense. Someone who targets children doesn't just switch their attention to teenagers.
19 years. Maybe his taste had changed.
Maybe it was never anything but opportunism.
Look at the modus operandi. It couldn't be more different. We don't know how Katrina died, but she was hidden, buried. Catherine was left for the world to see.
Well, OK, but Katrina had his sister's doll. Magnus knew about it, he lied about it, and he was one of the last people to see Catherine alive.
I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm saying I can't see him for both of them. Katrina? Maybe. Catherine? Maybe. But not both. It just doesn't join up the dots. And there's another thing that doesn't make sense. Catherine's father said that she was never without her phone. But the kids at school told Tosh she was weird because she wouldn't use social media.
Where are her phone records?
They've been checked. No anomalous calls. Dad called around lunchtime. She phoned Sally Henry a bit later. Nothing after that.
That's it. The teenager's phone calls for a month. Cassie's bills come in by the yard.
Well, we know she was a bit of a loner.
No. Sandy's right. She's not using her phone to stay in contact, so what's she doing with it?
Surfing the net.
Taking pictures.
Everyone takes photographs on their phone.
So Catherine never mentioned anything to you, like she'd taken a photograph of something specific or something unusual?
Sorry.
It must have been hard finding Katrina. I mean, are you okay?
People are angry that it's taken so long. 19 years. Another girl dead.
Yes, I understand the frustration. But we don't yet know what happened to Katrina, and we certainly haven't established a link between the two.
You people, what are you waiting for? That degenerate cretin is still in his...
Margaret.
What do you want? Witnesses who saw him with his hands around the girls' necks?
Well, that would certainly have the advantage of standing up in court. Unlike opinion. Hang on, how did you know it was Katrina?
Who else was going to be? I was her teacher. I recognized her shoe.
Shoe? After 19 years?
The buckles. She'd been showing them off in class. Diamante. A present from some uncle in America. Oh, nothing but the best for that peery lass.
We're still trying to contact the family. Did you know them?
We were neighbours rather than friends. We didn't keep in touch.
Photographs? Not that she mentioned. But like you said, I've not been around much.
Sleeping out here?
Outside, it's just the wind and cold. It's easier. Inside out. Mind plays tricks. The little girl, Katrina. Well, her family be wanting to come back now.
We're still trying to find them.
Well, if they do, you tell them from me. If they want to come to the house, they're very welcome. Catherine used to talk about her.
About Katrina?
She was curious, I suppose. Little lost girl who used to live here. Macabre, really. No, teenagers are, aren't they? Was it him?
Who?
The old man. Did he kill Catherine too?
Don't know who killed Catherine. Or Katrina. Ewan, you listen to me. If we don't know, nobody knows. And we still all the gossips. Look, there's nothing that's going to make this any better. Maybe you can make it a hell of a lot worse. Don't go there. Please don't go there.
Tosh.
Hiya. Look, something's come up. I thought Aberdeen were taking too long with Catherine's laptop, so I got onto them. It's been wiped.
How?
Some tool downloaded from the internet. Not as good as drilling holes in the hard drive, but it does the job. They think they might be able to retrieve some of the data, but it's going to take a while.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know.
All right.
Has anybody fed this bird?
So Catherine took photographs on her phone. She downloaded them to her laptop, and now her phone's gone, the laptop's been wiped, and she's dead.
If she was taking photos randomly, did she even know what she had?
See? Look at the way she's holding the bag. First, I thought it was just security, you know, like a teddy bear or something, but it's not just that. She's guarding the contents. She's guarding the phone.
So you're saying whatever she had, it was already on the phone at this point?
And that she knew it needed protecting. And since the first person that she went to see when she got off the bus was Magnus, she obviously thought it didn't need protecting from him. Catherine's death is not Magnus.
They moved Katrina to the morgue. Well, apparently, they're sending in a specialist, a forensic pathologist from the University of the Highlands and Islands Archaeology Department. There was a rock at the bottom of the trench where Katrina was found. The jagged edge was in her skull. The rest of it, all hundredweight of it, was buried in the peat. Believe me, Jimmy, that's not a rock that anyone hefted and threw.
So you're saying she fell on it?
Moving object, stationary head, injury to the brain, here. Stationary object, moving head, injury to the brain here and here.
So it's just an accident. Christ. What's she even doing there?
When I was a peery lass, I used to play hide and seek in the old peat cuttings. Talk about lethal. You'd disappear in them over your head. And half the time they'd be full of water. But Christ knows, if you wanted to stay hidden, they'd hide you forever.
Sorry. Hello.
Well, if we can't spare uniform to keep a watch on the place, can we at least have them take it in on patrol? Last thing we need is some idiot putting petrol through the letterbox.
All right.
The pathologist from the archaeological department.
Hello? Magnus, I know you didn't kill Katrina. I don't think you killed Catherine either. But until I can find out who did, I'd like it if you stayed here. It would be protective custody. So you wouldn't have to be locked in. You see?
See, Magnus.
I'll feed the bird.
Bird's dead.
Ah.
I'm sorry. People do stupid things when they get fired up.
The bird didn't do any harm.
No. Neither did you.
She said she was going to make people angry. Maybe she meant angry with me.
Who?
Catherine.
How is she going to make people angry?
She didn't say.
I was thinking that maybe you and I could play a game where I say something that I know about Catherine, and then you say something you know. What do you think about that?
Okay.
Yeah? Well, do you want to start?
Catherine's dead.
She had blue streaks in her hair.
She has red socks.
Okay. She was about... What do you think? She was about this tall?
She likes small Mike, but I don't.
No. She used to babysit you.
She was funny.
She was funny? What did she say that was funny?
That's a question.
So it's... Okay, you win. So you probably knew her the best, didn't you?
I'm her favourite girl.
Are you?
She's sending me a present.
What kind of presents you going to send you?
It's a surprise.
You sure, Princess?
She said.
Why send it, though? Why not just call round?
Same reason she sent the photograph to Magnus. Because she's kind. No, I think she saw how isolated he was and the kind of life he was leading, and she just wanted to give him something nice. Surprise.
So do we think Kitty's present is another photograph?
Dunno. Right, let's go into the sorting office and see if they've getting snarled up in the system. Hang on. Billy.
I did what you said. Put it out on Twitter about Katrina. Apparently, the mother and the father are both dead, but the brother, Brian, his ferry's docking as we speak.
Okay, Billy, thanks for that.
Inspector Perez? They said to look out for you. So this is Brian and Pim. I'm Gret. I'm afraid one of us smells really bad.
Can you hold on while we're changing up?
Of course.
Brian didn't tell me about Katrina for a long time. And then when he did, so much about it made sense. One big catastrophe that shaped everything that came after.
2 filter coffees and decaf latte.
Is there anywhere you're not working these days?
The cop shop. Just call if you need anything. Where is my sister?
She's in the hospital mortuary. Now, I spoke to the pathologist this morning, who told me that your sister's death was an accident. She fell through a crack in the peat, and she hit her head in a rock. You want to see her?
No. I'll give a DNA sample, whatever you need to confirm it's Kat, but I don't want to see her.
Okay.
I want Gret to do it.
We thought someone should say goodbye properly. Can that be allowed?
Of course.
She looks like she fell asleep yesterday.
Yeah. It's the peat. Nothing perishes.
Goodbye, Katrina. Du hast ihnen so gefehlt. So gefehlt.
It was Sandy. He realised when Catherine told Kitty she was going to send a present, she didn't necessarily mean by post. Jess doesn't check her email that often because the connection in Ravenswick's not great, but when we asked her to have a look, she found this waiting in the inbox. Catherine sent it to Kitty at 22:55 the night she was killed.
Catherine!
So what do you like best about living in Shtlnd?
I like the sea and my green bird.
What don't you like about living here?
I don't like yogurts. There are some that I do like, but the ones I like are too expensive.
Anything else?
I don't like Mrs. Henry. Mrs. Henry doesn't like me. She says I am a proper little madam.
Mrs. Henry doesn't like anyone.
Why are you asking all these questions?
It's my homework for school. Now tell me a secret.
Easy for you to say.
My client would like it noted that he comes here voluntarily.
Good. You talked about having set your students an end-of-year project. What was it?
Well, that was up to them. It could be anything they chose.
Well, what was Catherine doing?
I don't know. They were due to hand in their proposals at the end of the midsummer weekend. Catherine didn't come back.
Well, is it possible she could have been making a film?
Very possibly.
About what?
I told you I don't know.
Ah, come on! You knew her! You taught her! Receptive, interested, and engaged, you said.
My client has already answered your questions and does not
What's she interested in? What are you expecting from her?
Excuse me?
Life in the Raw, John Grierson and the Scottish documentary movement.
The last essay she handed in. It was good. Very good. It was obviously something she'd really thought about.
Documentary.
A documentary about what?
Well, something that was going to make people angry.
What subject is a 17-year-old going to pick that makes people angry enough to get her killed?
Maybe it's not the subject. Maybe it's the questions. What do you like best about living here? What do you like least? Tell me a secret.
Katrina, you and Ross said Catherine was interested in Katrina.
We know what happened to Katrina.
No, we know how she died. That's not the same thing.
I think I might be getting back with Drew.
Drew? Again? Seriously?
It was that school. All those teenagers made me nostalgic. And then I bumped into him in this bar we used to go to. Besides, I can't sleep at this time of year. What else are you going to do to get you through the night? Not just the laptop, then?
Was Catherine interested in what happened to Katrina?
She used to ask people about it, about what they thought happened. I think a lot of folk found that ghoulish.
Did she have any ideas herself? Any kind of pet theories?
Hello. We're so sorry. This is Pim.
How old?
5 months.
5
months. You want to hold it?
Can I?
Yeah, of course. Just like this. Yes. Perfect.
You all right?
I'm sorry, I need some air.
You all right? Brett was a wee bit worried about you.
He was having an affair.
Who?
Dad. Me and Kat didn't know anything about it. I only found out years later. Mum was talking about leaving him and taking us. And in the middle of them trying to work out what to do, Katrina. The house felt different to the way I remember.
Yeah, childhood memories are strange, aren't they? I mean, mine are made up mostly of what things tasted like.
Kat had this secret stash of sweets. I don't remember how I found it in the end. I just remember the pattern on the carpet and the feel of the empty wrappers in my hand. Kids must make crap witnesses, eh? Remembering all the wrong details.
What happened when she found out all the sweets were gone?
She threw a plate at my head.
She threw a plate at your head?
Kat was a handful. Her teacher hated her. And my mother struggled, which didn't help the guilt after. She shut Kat in her room that day as a punishment for something, and she climbed out the window. It was my mother's worst nightmare that someone had hurt her.
Tell me, what did you think of Catherine Ross?
No, she wasn't the friend I'd have chosen for Sally, that's for sure.
Why?
No, she liked to court trouble. I worried she'd land them in a situation my daughter wouldn't be able to get herself out of.
And you taught Katrina?
Yes.
Now, did Catherine ever ask you about her?
Maybe. I don't recall.
The day Katrina went missing, you saw her on the cliffs and you called for her to come back. Is that right?
Yes.
And she didn't listen.
That girl never did a thing anyone said.
So if you thought it was dangerous, then why didn't you go after her?
It was the holidays. None of my concern.
She was 7. Now, where were you the night Catherine was killed?
God above. You think dislike is a justification for murder? If it were, I'd have half my class laid out in their graves, to say nothing of their parents. Now, I've already made a statement to your colleague.
Yeah, go through it again.
I was here.
All night?
School the next day.
And can anybody corroborate your whereabouts? Mrs. Henry.
Sally was asleep in bed. So was my husband. So no, they can't.
Sandy said you were looking into why Magnus might have been fingerprinted in the past. 1969. Magnus was interviewed about an assault on a girl here on the holiday with her family. Someone else was charged and convicted. But thing is, when I looked for a record of the actual interview, there was nothing. So I dug a little deeper and found this. The day after he was interviewed, Magnus was admitted to hospital.
Broken ribs, 2 broken fingers, a fractured skull.
Hey, Magnus. You know, the reason that I wanted you to stay here is because I wanted you to be safe. But I get the feeling that you'll probably never feel safe in here. Because I think something happened to you here. So we're going to find somewhere else to move you to, and then maybe you and me can have a proper talk. Do you understand, Magnus? Is that okay? Okay. You all packed?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for taking Cassie.
Oh, it's always a pleasure.
Oh, and I don't want the strange old man in my room. You have my bed, he can have yours.
Yeah, go and check if you've got everything.
Okay.
Strange old man's what you told her.
Aye, because I'm no you.
It was nothing. A wee flirt. Just me feeling old, wanting to check that I still got it.
You saying I walked in the middle of your midlife crisis?
I'm putting it down to the poor quality malt that Alex Henry and his mates plied me with at their all-night poker game. You'd think environmental officers would be caring types, but they're a bunch of ruthless bastards. And yes, I was safe to drive the next morning.
No, that's not what I mean. You mean the night Catherine Ross was killed? You were at an all-night poker game with Alex Henry?
And it was a long one.
Hello? Hi, come away in, Billy. Hi, Magnus. Come in. Make yourself at home.
So totally your room.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
See you.
I'm about to ring the bell for
Yeah,
some.
just hang on. You told me your husband was asleep with you in bed the night Catherine was killed. That's not true, is it?
He didn't kill anyone, and nor did I. Why should I have to air our dirty linen to prove it?
Which dirty linen? Mrs. Henry, do you actually know where your husband was? You thought it was another woman. You didn't ask. Perhaps you didn't feel you had the right to question him. You didn't like Katrina Bruce, did you?
Can't expect to like everyone.
Because she was, what, willful, spoiled?
Her mother ruined her.
And her father was having an affair. Who else knew? His wife and your husband? Who else?
No one.
Magnus. What'd you call him? A degenerate cretin?
Yes, well, he was watching through the window. Filthy.
And Katrina, she know?
She was with him.
She saw.
It was all so quick, I thought maybe I'd imagined her face. And then 10 minutes later, his wife came banging on the door saying Katrina had run away. We all went looking. I saw her on the cliff. I called her. She ran. And that was the last I saw of her. And her father never knew anything about that. How would that have helped him? The man was destroyed already.
How did Catherine find out? Magnus Bain tell her?
Oh, Catherine Ross didn't know a thing. Oh, if she had, she'd have let me feel it. She wouldn't have passed up that opportunity, not that girl. No. The only one who knew was Magnus Bain.
Magnus.
What's that?
That's my wife. That's Fran.
What is she?
She's dead.
Oh. There's a lot of dead folk in the world.
Magnus, when I asked you what you and Catherine Ross talked about, and you said you couldn't remember, is that because what you talked about was Katrina, but you didn't want to tell me that?
She wanted to know a secret.
So you told her about Katrina?
She'd found her hiding place. She was curious about her.
She had a hiding place?
In the house.
Tosh?
Inspector?
Katrina Bruce had a hiding place, and Catherine Ross found her.
Okay.
Now, what if she used it? What if she'd made a backup of her documentary?
Well, where is this hiding place?
Ask Brian Bruce where his sister hid her sweets and search the house.
Tosh!
Drew? Brian Bruce, is he in?
Checked out first thing on the 8 o'clock ferry.
Thanks.
Did you tell Catherine Ross about Katrina's father and Margaret Henry?
No, that's not my secret.
What's your secret, Magnus? You know what I think, Magnus? On the day Katrina went missing, I think she saw something. I think she saw something happen between her father and Margaret Henry. And then I think she went to your croft. And I don't know what happened next. But I've seen your sister's room. And I know the things in it are very precious.
She came looking for her father. I'd seen him gone to the Henry house. I said I'd take her. I wouldn't have, had I known.
And that's why you took her back to your croft, because she was so upset about what she'd seen.
Charles licked Agnes's room. But that day, she took Agnes's doll. She wouldn't get back. I shouted at her. I chased her. I shouldn't have done that. She was only a pretty lass, and she was that upset about her father, crying to the heart. If I'd known that she was hiding in the pit, I'd have gone after her. Yeah, it's gay dangerous for children.
Why didn't you tell the police?
I didn't want them to hurt me again.
Son.
Inspector. We found it.
Found it then, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
You got me a drink?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Of course I'm gonna get you a drink.
Is it whiskey?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good malt.
Oh. Very strong.
So, On you go, ask away.
What do you like best about living in Shtlnd?
Oh, what I like best. Yes.
The girls?
yeah. The girls, you got that right. Shall I tell you a secret?
You're getting ahead of the script. Secrets come last.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. You're one of the girls that I like. Well, you wouldn't do that if you made a bit of an effort, but...
Really?
Yeah. Quite a little lady. If you did something with your hair.
Probably a bit old for you, though. 17?
What do you mean?
I thought the younger the better for you. Sally's only 16, isn't that why you went for her? Because anyone who's old enough to know anything would see straight through you.
Shit.
Call the school. Call the school and find out if Sally Henry is there and safe.
I heard one of your girls was only 14, is that true?
Who told you that?
Oh, I mean, of course you like living here. Big man in a small place, impressing girls half your age with a big car and the big boat and the cheesy line.
Just turn that off.
Wait, you're coming on to
You asked me to turn that off.
Quite the little lady.
Keep turning it off!
She's not at school. Apparently she called in sick this morning.
Okay, put out an urgent call for obs on Isbister's car. I also want you and Sandy to check on Isbister's alibi for the night Catherine was killed. Alibis can be bought.
Where are you going to be?
Ravenswick. Sally home?
Sally's at school.
No, school just said she phoned in sick today. Sally! Sally!
What is it? What's wrong?
Sally didn't turn up at school.
What are you talking about? Of course she did. I saw her leave this morning.
Tosh, she's not here.
Okay, Sandy's on his way to you. We tracked down Isbister's alibi. He's in Wolsey. I'm going to go and speak to him now.
But no luck with Isbister himself. His office said he hasn't been in this morning and he's not answering his phone.
Okay.
What if she's afraid? If an alibi can be bought, surely a truck driver can.
Detective, he kept coming back. I just wanted it all to go away. I just wanted to be with you.
Look, will you stop talking about the police? Okay, I never brought you here to talk.
I didn't tell him anything. I knew where Catherine was the night before. She was at your party, but I didn't say anything.
I don't want to speak ill of the dead. But she was a silly bitch, your friend. You're not going to be a silly bitch. Aye.
How many more of these are there?
30 odd. That's not so many. If I were them, I'd sell the pelagic trawler. Get another fleet like this. But that's me. I like trucks.
It was always the trawler Alan talked about, not the trucks. The trawler.
Thanks.
Whereabouts? North Road.
can get a drink in a minute. Hey. Don't get dressed.
Ice in the kitchen. You want some?
Just need to go to the bathroom.
It's just down there.
Tosh.
Inspector, I've just finished speaking to Icebuster's alibi and he says they were together all of Sunday night.
What?
Icebuster's alibi checks out.
Icebuster's alibi checks out.
Alan! Alan! Alan!
Ice in a slice.
Step away from her.
What for? She's 16.
I said step away from her.
She's 16!
Hey, Sally. You're gonna have to come with me now.
Why?
I think you know why. Sally, was he really worth it? Okay.
I don't understand what's going on.
Yes, solicitor and come down to the police station.
What's the charge?
Assaulting Catherine Ross, along with questions about another matter. And for God's sake, man, do your trousers up.
What's going on? Where's he going? Why isn't that man in handcuffs?
Mrs. Henry, you and your husband are going to have to come down to the station. They're going to be charging Sally with the murder of Catherine Ross.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, man. Alex.
Sally.
When did Catherine show you the film?
Sunday night. It was on her phone.
And is that when you killed her?
She was her friend.
Sally.
I don't want them in here.
Sally.
I don't want them in here.
You know, people say friend. Like, that means it's simple. It's not. It's really complicated being close. And why would you hurt someone who didn't matter?
She knew I liked him. She knew. And she made him look like a stupid fuck. She said she was going to put it on YouTube. crap everything is. She was so confident she could have anything she wanted, and she couldn't even leave me the crumbs.
It took time what you did. Took minutes. No seconds. Could have stopped. Could have let go.
No, I didn't want to let go. She called me baby girl. I was crying and she said, poor baby girl. I really miss her. I really miss her.
You okay?
Anything you need? Anything I can help you with? Magnus. What happened to you before in the police station? That was wrong. Where's Dufay? I'm feral. Feral.
Another new mystery on Shetland begins at 9 next Tuesday. Coming up on the news at 10, President Putin defies the West and says Crimea belongs back in Russia. Details next.